Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your girl Cassie back again, and woo. When I tell you the internet is in complete shock right now, I mean it's going crazy. Because just a few hours ago, a so-called private confession from Lil Durk hit the internet. Yeah, that Lil Durk. And fans cannot believe what they're hearing. The clip's only a few minutes long, but it's already shaking up the rap world, and everybody's asking the same question. Is it real? Or is someone trying to end Durk's career for good? So here's the deal. The leak came out of nowhere. 1 second, fans were vibing to his new single, and the next, a mysterious audio started trending. Allegedly Durk, late at night, getting real about something he's never spoken on before. You can hear the emotion in his voice, the tension, like he's been carrying this secret for years. People are saying he's talking about loyalty, betrayal, and even hinting at things from the streets that were supposed to stay buried. Some fans swear it's him, others say the voice sounds off, but the details, too specific to ignore. And what really got people talking is the part where he mentions names. Not randoms, not nobodies, big industry names. Rappers, producers, even someone from his inner circle. That's when everything flipped. Group chats blew up. Twitter spaces went crazy. Fans are split between defending Durk and demanding answers. And let's be real, Durk's been through enough drama lately. But this might be the one story that changes everything. So grab your snacks, because we're diving into what might be Lil Durk's most shocking moment yet. His confession, the fallout, and the truth behind who might have leaked it. Stay tuned, because this one's about to get messy. It all started just after midnight, when an anonymous Twitter account dropped a link titled Durk Confession 2025. No one knew what it was at first. Most people thought it was another fake leak, another clout chase. But when fans clicked play, the voice that came through sent chills down everyone's spine. It was Lil Durk. No auto-tune, no ad-libs, no beat. Just his raw voice, low and heavy, like a man speaking from a place of pain. The clip was short, just over 3 minutes. But in those 3 minutes, Durk said more than he's ever said in any interview. The first line alone had fans holding their breath. "I've been holding this in too long," he said quietly. "But they can't keep painting me like the villain when I know who really switched sides." From there, his tone got deeper, more emotional. "Loyalty ain't what it used to be," he went on. "Sometimes your brothers turn to strangers, and strangers turn into family." The internet exploded instantly. Fans flooded social media, quoting lines, trying to decode every word. Who was he talking about? People thought it might be one of his old collaborators, maybe someone from OTF, or even one of his street ties. Then came the part that made everyone freeze. Durk said, "They told me keep quiet about what happened that night, but I ain't got the strength no more." The audio cut for a second, like someone had edited something out. Then it came back in with him saying, "I lost more than people think." Blogs picked it up within minutes. Say Cheese TV, DJ Academics, No Jumper. Every page had the same headline. Leaked audio of Lil Durk confessing emotional truth. Some fans said it sounded like he was confessing guilt about a situation that's haunted him for years. Others thought it was about betrayal from inside his own team. People started digging through old lyrics, finding clues that matched the tone of the clip. One fan posted a side-by-side of the confession and a verse from his 2022 track, "Ah Ha," writing, "He's been trying to tell us this whole time." But here's where things took a wild turn. About 2 hours after the leak dropped, a user claiming to be Durk's old engineer posted on Reddit saying, "That's not fake. That was from a scrapped documentary interview he did last year. Someone from the team must have leaked it." Within minutes, that post was deleted, but screenshots had already spread everywhere. It was too late. The story had escaped. Meanwhile, Durk was silent. No Instagram posts, no stories, no tweets. Fans flooded his comments, begging for clarity. His close friends stayed quiet too, which only made it worse. But at 4 a.m., one of his longtime producers, known as DJ Bands, tweeted, "It's real." He meant every word. That tweet was deleted within 10 minutes, but it set the internet on fire. Now everyone was convinced. The confession was real, and it was personal. By morning, mainstream outlets had picked it up. TMZ ran an article saying, "Durk breaks his silence in leaked audio." Complex called it the most vulnerable moment of his career. People were analyzing everything, from his tone to his breathing, even background noises in the clip. One fan slowed the audio down and claimed they heard someone else in the room whispering, "You sure about this?" Right before Durk started speaking, rumors started flying. Some said it was recorded during the making of his last album, when he was reportedly going through heavy mental stress. Others said it was tied to an incident that happened years ago, involving someone he used to call a brother. Then, a voice memo surfaced on TikTok that allegedly continued the clip. This new part had Durk saying, "Everybody wanna see you win till you start passing them. Then it's hate." That one sentence hit the culture hard. Rappers, influencers, even athletes started reposting it with captions like "real talk" and "facts." But fans noticed something strange. In the middle of that TikTok clip, a faint ringtone played, a sound only one person close to Durk was known for using. Fans quickly realized it matched the same tone from a video posted by King Von years ago. The conspiracy theories began instantly. People claimed Durk was speaking about Von, that this was finally his emotional confession about their friendship and the pain of losing him. One viral tweet said, "Durk ain't talking about no industry drama, he talking about guilt." It got 500,000 likes in a few hours. Fans began posting old photos of Durk and Von, writing captions like he's finally saying what's been killing him inside. Then, as if things weren't messy enough, a voice note allegedly from an OTF associate leaked online. In it, someone said, "Durk knew this was going to come out. He just didn't think it would be like this." The clip spread fast, and suddenly the story wasn't just about what Durk said, it was about who leaked it and why. And that's where the betrayal angle started. One source close to Durk told a blog that there'd been tension in the camp for months. Apparently, Durk had been distancing himself from certain people, cleaning up his circle. Another insider said, he's been paranoid about who to trust. He even started recording his conversations just to protect himself. Theories started spinning. Some thought someone inside his team leaked the audio out of revenge. Others believed it was all part of a bigger plot to ruin his image before a new project. A few even thought the confession might have been part of a documentary about mental health that Durk planned but never released. Nobody knew for sure. By afternoon, Durk finally broke his silence. He posted a black screen on Instagram with the caption, "It's time you'll hear my side." Nothing else. No hashtags, no emojis. That post alone racked up over 2 million likes in under an hour. Then, a few hours later, he went live. The entire internet tuned in. He looked exhausted, sitting in his car, hoodie up, eyes low. "I ain't going to say too much," he started, his voice calm but shaky. "What y'all heard, yeah, that's me. That was me speaking from a real place. But it wasn't supposed to come out like that." Fans flooded the comments with heart emojis, prayer hands, and crying faces. Durk continued, "Everybody got pain. Everybody got regrets. But I never said what I said to make nobody look bad. I just needed to speak my truth." Then he paused, took a breath, and said the line that would go viral everywhere. "If being honest make me weak, then I'm weak." The live only lasted 5 minutes, but it changed everything. Fans flooded Twitter saying Durk had just shown a level of vulnerability nobody expected. Big artists started showing support. Meek Mill tweeted, "Real men speak their pain." Lil Baby commented under Durk's post, "Stand on that, bro." But not everyone was supportive. Some blogs claimed the confession was damage control, that Durk was trying to spin the story before someone else dropped more audio. One source even hinted that there was a second clip, even more explosive, that hadn't surfaced yet. And that's exactly where things began to spiral even deeper, because just when people thought the storm was over, another leak dropped. This time, the voice wasn't just Durk's. There was another person in the room. And that's where the next part picks up, because whoever that voice belonged to changed the whole narrative. Fans were barely catching their breath. In the clip, you could hear Durk's voice saying, "I ain't even blame nobody for what happened. I just wish they stood on what they said." The other voice responded, "You know they never will. That's why I told you to stay quiet." Fans recognized the tone immediately. It matched the voice of a man known in Durk's circle only by his nickname, Deezy. He'd been around Durk for years, always low-key, rarely in the public eye. If this clip was real, that meant someone from inside had recorded him. What made it worse was the part that came next. Durk said, "I tried to keep that situation buried, 'cause I ain't want to bring heat to nobody, but they took from me, bro. Not just money, they took blood." Then there was silence, a deep sigh. The other voice said, "You know they gon' twist this now. Once this out, they gon' act like you trying to play victim." Durk replied, "I ain't no victim. I just want peace. But peace come with a price." Those last words, "peace come with a price," went viral instantly. People started printing them on t-shirts. Rappers quoted them in captions. But the deeper meaning had everyone rattled. What did he mean by they took blood? Was he talking about losing someone close? Or was he hinting at something darker? Overnight, the internet turned into a full-blown investigation hub. Fans started combing through Durk's old interviews, music videos, even old live streams, trying to find clues. One fan posted a side-by-side video of Durk performing a song in 2021, where he paused after the lyric, "Lost too many to trust." They said, "Look at his face. He'd been holding that pain." Meanwhile, people close to Durk started scrambling. His label allegedly called an emergency meeting, trying to figure out how the leaks got out. An insider told a blog, "Durk's furious, but he's more hurt than angry. He thought his people had his back." Rumors spread that he'd kicked several team members out of the OTF house that night. But that wasn't even the biggest twist, because just hours later, an old clip surfaced online. An unreleased scene from a 2022 YouTube documentary that Durk's team had scrapped before release. In that clip, Durk was sitting in a dark studio, talking about betrayal. "It's the ones who eat with you that cut the deepest," he said. Fans immediately linked it to the new leaks. One TikTok creator slowed down both clips and pointed out that the background noise in the leaked audio matched the sound from that same studio. If that was true, it meant the confession wasn't recorded secretly. It was part of a professional setup that someone stole footage from, and that's when fingers started pointing at one person in particular, an ex-producer named Tone Rax, who'd left Durk's camp on bad terms last year. Tone had been vocal online, claiming Durk did him dirty and never gave credit for production work. Screenshots started spreading of Tone's old tweets, where he wrote, "Truth always comes out." Fans now believed he was the one who leaked everything. Tone Rax denied it, posting on his Instagram story, "Y'all gotta stop blaming me. I don't move like that." But the internet wasn't convinced. His name trended for hours, and people flooded his comments with snake emojis. In the middle of the chaos, Durk went quiet again. Insiders claimed he flew to Atlanta to meet with legal and PR teams. Apparently, he was preparing an official statement. But then, an unexpected voice entered the mix, India Royale, Durk's longtime on-and-off girlfriend. She posted a cryptic tweet saying, "Some people confess to the world, but still lie to themselves." Fans instantly connected it to the leaks. Her tweet racked up over 1 million views in 2 hours. Blogs ran wild with it. "India speaks out? India throws shade?" Headlines everywhere. Some fans thought she was hurt by whatever Durk said in the confession. Others believed she was defending him in her own way. But the truth was, nobody really knew what she meant. Meanwhile, the leaks started spreading to mainstream media. The Shade Room posted about it. Rolling Stone even ran a piece titled, "The Internet Reacts to Lil Durk's Emotional Confession." Major journalists started discussing whether this was the beginning of a new chapter in hip-hop, a shift toward raw vulnerability and truth-telling. But others were more skeptical, saying the whole thing felt orchestrated. And that's when things took another shocking turn. A hacker group known as Shadow Unit claimed responsibility for the leaks. They posted a message online saying, "We only shared what the industry hides." They also threatened to release more audio unless Durk spoke the full truth. Nobody knew if it was real or a bluff, but Durk's team wasn't taking chances. Reportedly, they contacted cybercrime authorities to trace the source. But the internet doesn't wait for investigations. It just keeps spinning stories. One theory claimed the hackers were paid by someone from inside the music industry, trying to sabotage Durk before a major label deal. Another theory said it was all part of a rollout, that the confession leaks were marketing for an upcoming documentary or album. Fans debated fiercely in the comments. Through it all, Durk stayed silent. He didn't post, didn't go live, didn't tweet. But fans noticed something strange. His Instagram bio changed. It now read, "Truth hurt, but it healed too." That one line had everyone speculating again. Was he confirming the leaks? Hinting at new music? Or both? By the next morning, photos surfaced of Durk leaving a studio in Atlanta with several producers and a camera crew. One person shouted, "Yo Durk, we heard the confession!" Durk didn't respond, but he nodded slightly before getting into his car. People took that tiny gesture as confirmation that something big was coming. That same night, a billboard appeared in Chicago. Plain black background, white letters. Truth can't be deleted. No logo, no name, but everyone knew who it was about. Fans started posting pictures of it everywhere, tagging Durk's page. And that's where the story reached its breaking point, because just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more intense, another file dropped, longer, clearer, and more personal than the rest. It wasn't just a continuation of the confession this time, it was the explanation behind everything, and it had one detail that would change how fans saw Durk forever. The third leak hit at 7 p.m. sharp, and it didn't come from Twitter, Reddit, or Telegram this time. It dropped straight on YouTube under the title Durk Confession Full Version. The thumbnail showed nothing but a black screen with white text saying, "No more lies." Fans thought it was clickbait at first, but within seconds of pressing play, they realized this wasn't like the other clips. It was longer, clearer, and this time, Durk's voice wasn't shaking. It was steady, controlled. Almost like he knew the world was listening, the video started with silence, then the sound of a lighter flicking. Durk exhaled and said softly, "They want the truth. Fine, here it go." The internet went crazy. People stopped scrolling, stopped texting. Everyone was glued to that one video. "I lost friends I'd die for. I gave loyalty to people who sold it for clout," Durk said. "I ain't never needed validation from no blog or no fan. All I wanted was peace for my people." His tone shifted. You could hear the pain creeping in. But when you in this game, peace ain't free. It costs your trust, it costs your name, it costs your soul sometimes. Fans could tell this wasn't scripted. It was raw, unfiltered emotion. He kept pausing like he was wrestling with whether to say more. Then he dropped a line that broke the internet. "They told me stay quiet about what happened that night, but I was there. I saw who switched up. I saw who ran." That one line sent fans spiraling. That night. What night was he talking about? Half the internet assumed he was referring to the tragedy involving King Von. Others thought it might have been about a more recent altercation the public never knew about. Social media exploded with theories. Some even claimed Durk was subtly calling out an artist who'd been pretending to still ride for Von's name, but in reality, wasn't as loyal as they acted. As the clip went on, Durk's tone changed again. Less angry now, more reflective. "I ain't got hate in my heart no more," he said quietly. "I used to think revenge made you real, but that just make you tired. I just want my people to be safe, even the ones that did me wrong." The comment section filled up instantly. Fans were crying, saying they'd never heard Durk speak this openly before. One wrote, "This ain't no confession. It's a man freeing his soul." Then came the twist nobody saw coming. Durk mentioned a name, barely audible but clear enough that people caught it. "Me and Herb talked last month," he said. "He told me I had to let it go, or it was going to eat me alive." Within minutes, clips of that moment went viral. Herbo started trending. People started speculating that Herbo had known about the confession before it leaked. And if that wasn't enough, a few seconds later, Durk said, "Even me and Reese spoke again. It took time, but we good now." That line hit hard. Durk and Lil Reese had been rumored to have tension for a while, so hearing that they had reconnected made fans emotional. It painted a different picture, not one of beef and pain, but of healing. But the internet doesn't rest. As soon as the clip ended, thousands of users claimed to have heard another voice faintly in the background again. The same one from the earlier leaks. Some said it sounded like tone racks. Others insisted it was a woman's voice whispering, "Cut the camera." One fan amplified the audio and posted, "Listen closely. Someone's controlling what he says." Now conspiracy theories started multiplying like wildfire. And that's when someone claiming to be part of the production team for Durk's old documentary came forward. They said, "This footage was never supposed to be public. It was shot during a time Durk was trying to heal. It wasn't about confession. It was about closure." They even provided proof. A photo of the same studio from behind the scenes. Fans began to shift their perspective. Maybe this wasn't a scandal. Maybe it was a man finally processing everything he'd been through. Hashtags like #Durk deserves, #Breathe, and #Protect Durk started trending. Other artists began speaking out too. 21 Savage commented, "Real recognize real. Pains sound different when it's genuine." Still, not everyone bought it. One gossip page claimed they had messages from a source inside Durk's team saying, "There's a fourth clip," and in that one, he names names. The entire internet froze. Everyone wanted to know, who was he talking about? As people argued online, Durk posted a photo to his Instagram story. It showed him sitting in the studio again, head down, with the caption, "Truth always come with noise." No explanation, no extra context. It was enough to send fans into overdrive. In the hours that followed, other rappers started reacting. Lil Baby went live and said, "That man been through more than y'all think. Y'all keep playing like this internet real life." Polo G posted a tweet that read, "Sometimes you gotta bleed publicly to heal privately." Even Meek Mill wrote, "This the realest I've seen Durk in years." Then something unexpected happened. An old rival of Durk's, one who'd thrown subtle disses in the past, posted a message that had everyone talking. "When you finally tell the truth, make sure you ain't leaving nothing out." Fans immediately took it as shade, saying this rapper was trying to stir things up again. Blogs jumped on it, creating headlines like, "The streets respond to Durk's confession." Meanwhile, fans were debating whether Durk should even speak again or just let the truth breathe. But Durk wasn't done yet. Late that night, around midnight, his YouTube channel updated again. A new video appeared titled "One More Thing." It was only 30 seconds long, just Durk sitting in a dim room saying, "I ain't never been scared of the truth. I just ain't like how it was told." Then he looked straight into the camera and said, "Since y'all think you know everything, wait till Friday." The comments went wild. People assumed a new song or a documentary was coming. Some said he was about to expose everything once and for all. Hashtags like "Wait Till Friday" and "UDurk Confession" trended across social media. Even Spotify's official hip-hop page posted an eye emoji. That night, journalists started piecing together the bigger picture. One article said, "Durk's confession may not be a leak. It may be part of a planned redemption rollout." They pointed out how the leaks seemed too perfectly timed, too clear to be accidental. Fans were divided again. Was this a marketing genius move, or just real life unfolding in public? As the world speculated, Durk stayed silent. No posts, no tweets, no lives. But everyone knew Friday was coming. And whatever he had planned, it was about to either redeem him completely or blow up his entire legacy. And when Friday finally arrived, Chicago woke up to chaos. Billboards across the city lit up with one message: "Truth hurts, but heals." Spotify playlists suddenly updated with a cover that showed a cracked heart over Durk's logo. YouTube live countdowns popped up everywhere. It was official. Something massive was dropping. But no one was ready for what it actually was. Because when the clock hit midnight and the video went live, fans realized this wasn't just another confession. It was a full-blown message to the world. It wasn't about blame anymore. It was about release. And in that moment, everyone finally understood what Durk meant when he said, "Peace come with a price." The last leak wasn't a leak at all. It was his truth, told on his own terms. By the time the dust settled from the Friday release, it was clear that Durk had taken control of the narrative. The full video was almost 20 minutes long, combining footage from the previous leaks with new scenes filmed in various locations, some in his studio, some in empty streets at night, and even a quiet chapel that fans immediately assumed symbolized reflection and healing. Durk opened by walking slowly through a dimly lit street, voiceover soft but firm. "This ain't about flexing. This ain't about revenge. This about me putting it all on the table." The internet was exploding. The first 5 minutes alone were enough to send shockwaves through social media. Fans noticed the subtle references to past conflicts, the mentions of friends and foes, and the way he paused to name-check certain people without directly accusing anyone. It was a masterclass in balance, vulnerable yet guarded, honest yet strategic. "Loyalty ain't cheap," he said at one point, standing under a flickering streetlight. "I gave it freely, thought it'd be returned the same. It wasn't. I lost more than I thought I could." The camera zoomed in on his face and you could see the emotion, the weight of the experiences, but also a hint of relief, like a burden was finally lifting. He then addressed the ongoing rumors. "You've been talking about leaks, hackers, conspiracies. Truth is, some of that's real. Some of that's twisted. I can't control what people do with what they hear, only how I respond." The internet collectively held its breath. Durk was confirming some things without confirming others. Fans went wild trying to decipher every word. The middle portion of the video was where things got even more personal. Durk walked into a room filled with framed photos of friends and family, some smiling, some memorialized. "I know y'all saw me on stages, on covers, looking like I got it all," he said. "But behind the cameras, behind the lights, I've been wrestling with loss, betrayal, love, and regret." He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. He then touched on the subject of King Von, something fans had speculated about since the first leaks. "Von was my brother, Durk said softly. Ain't no amount of fame, clout, or money that can fill that hole. Every choice I make now, I make it with him in mind. Fans reacted immediately, flooding social media with tributes and messages of solidarity. But just when it seemed like the tone was purely reflective, Durk shifted. He began recounting a specific betrayal, using coded language that made fans speculate endlessly. Some thought loyalty was just a word, he said. Some learned it the hard way. Lessons come with scars. The tension was palpable. Conspiracy theorists on Twitter exploded, trying to figure out who he was talking about. The hashtags ranged from our Durk names, and just when it seemed like the story had reached its peak, a rumor started circulating about a collaboration between Durk and another top-tier rapper who had never publicly aligned with him before. Whispers suggested that this would be a direct response to the themes of loyalty, betrayal, and redemption highlighted in the video. The internet lit up, and speculation about the track's content dominated discussions for days. Amid all the chaos, one thing became clear. Durk had managed to turn what could have been damaging leaks into a powerful narrative about resilience, honesty, and transformation. Fans were emotionally invested. Critics were analyzing every frame, and the music industry was taking notes. It was a masterclass in narrative control and timing. As the days went on, forums and comment sections were flooded with fan theories, some credible, some wild, all fueled by every nuance in the confession video. People debated what he meant by each line, who he was referring to, and what the next steps would be. The conversation had shifted from gossip to almost academic analysis of his choices, his words, and his intent. By now, Durk had accomplished something rare. He had transformed a potential scandal into a story of empowerment and introspection, showing fans and the world that vulnerability could coexist with strength. The combination of leaked clips, the final video, social media reactions, and cultural impact had cemented this moment as one of the most talked about in recent hip-hop history. And while fans eagerly awaited whatever would come next, be it new music, a documentary, or more insight into his personal life, they had already witnessed a historic moment in transparency, authenticity, and the art of turning conflict into conversation. Durk had not just shared a confession. He had created a phenomenon that would echo far beyond the music charts, leaving everyone wondering what else might unfold in the next chapter of his story. Wow, what a roller coaster, right? Lil Durk just opened the door to his world, and now it's all up to us to react, speculate, and ride this wave with him. The question is, what do you think is really going on behind the scenes? Who did he really mean when he hinted at betrayal? And what does this mean for the future of his music and his legacy? The internet is buzzing, and your voice matters. Comment below with your hottest takes, your theories, and even your favorite moments from the video, because we want to hear it all. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're shook by Durk's confession. Hit subscribe so you don't miss any new developments, and turn on the notification bell, because trust me, this story is far from over. Every like, every comment, every share keeps you in the loop as the drama unfolds, and who knows, maybe the next twist is just around the corner. Stay tuned, stay hyped, and join the conversation, because this is one confession you're going to remember for a long time.